What's up, everybody? It is Jacob here, and earlier today I asked you guys to ask me questions, Q&A questions about Thickmas, Christmas, however you want to say it. As you can see, the studio is now decorated for the holidays. The tour video setup will be tomorrow. This video is today. It took a little bit longer to make that. Also, I skipped a day. Sorry, I didn't upload yesterday technically, but I will try to double upload one day if I can, so that we will still have 25 videos through Christmas. I asked you guys, I said, filming a Thickmas Q&A, ask me all your Christmassy and Thickmassy questions. The top comment is, how thick do you like your PB&J? About this thick. Hope that answers your question. Maddie asks, how thick is Thickmas? Well, Maddie, you see, Thickmas is only as thick as your Thickmas spirit. Alan Vaughn asks, what's your fondest Christmas memory as a kid? I'll go down, he asked 5 questions, I'll go down the list. I think one of my fondest memories was when I was little. So when we first moved down to Georgia, we went back one year, I think I was in like 2nd grade, and this was when I first started getting into video games. That year I got SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom on the GameCube, and I just remembered just pouring my soul into that game when I got it. Another really fond memory, last year when Triforce Heroes came out, me, my older brother, and my little sister had gotten me Triforce Heroes for Christmas, and so we were all sitting upstairs. We were sitting in the hallway, we weren't even in a room or anything. We were just sitting in the hallway, and we were playing Triforce Heroes, and we were literally screaming at each other. But it was really fun because it was the first time. I usually would only ever play games with one sibling at a time, but it was 3 of us coming together to play a game, and it was a Zelda game too. It wasn't Just Dance, or it wasn't Mario Kart. It was a different type of game. You know, it was a Zelda game, and so it was just a very unique experience, and that's a really fond memory that I had, because that was just a wholesome moment, you know. He also asked, any Christmas family horror stories? Horror stories. Christmas Eve, when I was in 7th grade, I think. So this is throwback to thick Jacob. I don't know what happened. My nose started bleeding, and it did not stop bleeding for 45 minutes. I was upstairs. I had to take my shirt off because there was so much blood. I was literally covered in blood. And nobody was coming. I was literally screaming for somebody to come upstairs because I was scared, because it was bleeding so much and it wouldn't stop. Nothing was stopping it. I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. Nothing was stopping it. I literally walked down the stairs holding a rag up to my face, plugging my nose, crying because I was so frightened, because I'd never gone through an experience like that. And I'm just like, Mom! Mom! And she runs up, she said, Jacob, what is your problem? And I'm like, my nose is bleeding and it won't stop. And she was still upset, and she got my dad to go upstairs with me, and then it eventually stopped after 45 minutes. It was literally bleeding for 10 minutes before I went downstairs, but then it just I'm surprised I didn't have a blood loss problem at the end of it, because it was awful. Next question, favorite Christmas food / meal? Favorite Christmas food, definitely the cookies. Favorite cookie, Mom always make these things called Buckeyes. It's these sweet peanut butter things, and they're dipped in chocolate. Immaculate. They're immaculate. Best / thickest reindeer. I don't even know all of the reindeer off the top of my head. Hang on, what are all the reindeer? I'm gonna go with Dancer. I feel like Dancer's pretty thick. Colored lights or white? I have to say, I like a good mix. It depends. It depends on where and what is being lit up. Outside, only white lights. Inside, I like colored lights, if that makes any sense. But I also do like a mix of white lights too. Both of my trees have white and colored lights. That way, there's a very, very warm glow to it, but you still get that nice colored pigmentation from the colored lights. Makes a good mix. But outside lights, I really only like white. Least favorite Christmas song. I've never been a big fan of Santa Baby. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Favorite ornament that always went on the tree. Oh, okay. When my parents got divorced, oh no. My mom would get us ornaments or not us ornaments, an ornament for the whole family that had all of our names on it, and then my mom and my dad. And so we have like 5 of them probably that have all of our names on it.
Yeah.
And I always put up one of those. It's a really bad joke. Okay, your most memorable Christmas and why? I think my most memorable Christmas, to me, like one of the most vivid memories was, it was one of my only white Christmas. It's my only white Christmas in Georgia. It was 7th grade.
Yeah.
7th grade, and that Christmas I got the Lego Turbo Tank, the Lego Star Wars Turbo Tank. That Christmas, I remember I was so excited because I knew I was getting it. I like peeped at the presents and was like, look at me. So I knew I was getting it, but like I remember playing outside in the snow after opening presents because like my parents were like, Jacob, you can't just sit inside and build that thing all day. And so I did for a little bit. I did for like built it like for like an hour because I was so excited because I love Legos. And then I went outside and then I came back inside and I literally just spent the whole day either playing in the snow or building that Lego set. From a kid's perspective, like what's better than literally either spending all of your time outside with your friends in the snow or building Legos? To me, there's literally no like, I watched through A Christmas Story 5 times.
Oh my god.
And how long it took me to build it for the first time. What did you ask Dorsal Claus to bring you this Thickmas? And this is Hawk again, this is still Hawk. I actually have not told, I have nothing on my Christmas list besides helping me move to New York, but I guess if there was one thing that I probably do want for Thickmas, I could use a new tripod, like a new proper tripod, but like mine works, so like that's not like a huge necessity. I would say low-key kind of want some Taylor Swift Reputation merch, and you know, I lost my gray and black scarf when I was in New York, so I could use a new gray and black scarf. And then also like Taylor Swift released these like magazine things when Reputation came out, and they're at Target, like those two. I wouldn't mind having one of those. All right, last question by Hawk. What does this whole holiday season mean to you personally? I'm kind of using this holiday season, the excitement and everything behind it, and the excitement that everybody gets, you know, with this whole, you know, Thickmas, 25 days of Thickmas, for me to personally better myself, better my work ethic, and make myself a better content creator. I'm using this as a means to an end to just make myself better, if that makes any sense. Just improve on who I am and what I do. Lamar Wilson asks, why is your beard thick? I mean, I'm gonna be honest, the beard isn't thick. This is not a
far from.
It's very far. It's quite thin with 2 ends I'm gonna be completely honest with that. Sonali asks, if you could go to one major city outside of the US for Thickmas, where would you go for Christmas? Because I would say it would want to be in Europe, maybe Amsterdam. I feel like Amsterdam is really cool in the winter. Or maybe Paris.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe like Paris.
Definitely a country that a majority of the people are Christian. That way it's like very well decorated for Christmas.
Yeah.
Victor asks, what is your favorite Christmas movie or TV special? Since I was a kid, my favorite movie has always been the Christmas Shoes. The Christmas Shoes, because it's like this kid that all he wants to do is just get his mom like something special, you know? And like I definitely I relate to just putting in as much effort as you can to like, you know, try to do something nice for somebody else. And it's just like I feel with him. And then even when I was older, like, you know, he collects all the cans so that he can sell them to recycler to get money to buy these beautiful shoes for his mom. I definitely resonate with that. 2 years ago when I made my first furnace, I literally went around to every single person I knew and was like, save your cans so I can melt them. The Christmas Shoes still holds relevance to my life today. How thick do you like your questions? Is that even a question? Very. Alright, Scotty asks, favorite Christmas song and favorite part of the Christmas season. Favorite Christmas song, Little Drummer Boy. I love the Little Drummer Boy. What is my favorite part of the Christmas season? Giving presents to people. I've always been very keen on making people presents, especially like, you know, when I dated Katya, like I would always make her presents. I just like making things for people, putting my own effort into what I do. I just think it makes a much more meaningful gift, even if it's not something that necessarily turns out the best, you know? It's from you, and it's only from you, and that kind of just gives it a little bit more of a personal aspect to it, and I really like that. Ace to Boss asks, would you rather be best friends with Alex C&D or friends with Stephanie Styles? Oh my god. This isn't about Christmas? I don't like this question. Dag asks, for a Thickmas gift, which one do you recommend? The NES Classic or the SNES Classic? I would have to say the SNES Classic. I think when it comes to like longevity of games you can play, especially games you can play with other people, I think the SNES Classic has a beat.
Yeah.
I think you'll get more out of playing the SNES Classic, and I'm more partial to it anyways. So Lawrence asks, if Thickmas exists, how do we celebrate it?
Celebrate it like Christmas.
Except in...
But thicker.
But thicker. Snake City asks, what is your favorite Nintendo game to play during the holidays? Pokemon games always come out in the fall, so Pokemon is definitely one that I associate with the holidays a lot. And Zelda. I would usually end up playing a Zelda game over winter break, only because there was a break and I had time to sit down and delve into a Zelda game. And then on top of that, like Skyward Sword came out in that fall. So Mackenzie asks, how did Thickmas become a thing? Thickmas became a thing because I was sitting in this chair right here, and I was thinking, what kind of, I want to sell some merch, right? This was literally like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I want to sell some merch. And I was thinking like, well, okay, well, what could I sell on merch? I'm like, okay, Christmas is coming up. I have to make an ugly Christmas sweater. And that's literally exactly what I did.
Well, of course.
I was thinking, I'm like, well, what could I put on a Christmas sweater? And then I was like, okay, well, Thickfish is a great contender. And then I was like, Merry Christmas, and then I was like, Merry Thickmas.
I mean, you could have done Merry Stuffmas, but that might be a bit much.
That would be really weird. James asks, what was your favorite Thickmas gift as a kid? Maybe my Wii, maybe my Nintendo Wii. That was definitely
that was a big one for all of us.
That was a big one for everybody in my family, because that was like we all ended up playing the Wii. Star asks, what's the best game you've ever gotten for Thickmas? Best game, Battle for Bikini Bottom. What are your plans for Thickmas? What are you looking forward to? I have a lot of video plans. That's one. I'm still like 20 feet deep in this project. I've been trying to work out a lot of kinks with that. I'm looking forward to, I don't have a lot of presents to give this year, but I have a couple, and I'm looking forward to giving those to the people that they belong to. I get like a rush. It's like a drug, and I need to like give gifts to people because it's like an urge. Charlie Lister asks, how will you personally be spending Thickmas Day? Well, I'll probably go open up presents. Not that I want any presents because I just want to move to New York.
I'm still going to get you presents anyway.
I'm hoping that there's not a lot of presents for me. We would usually just end up sitting around and watching Christmas movies and like playing games and just kind of doing our own things after that. And then dinner is always like a big family thing that we do.
Yeah.
So All There Chicken asks, do you still put cookies and milk for Santa? Do you put Thickfish on the plate, or is Thickfish Santa? I need answers. Of course I still put cookies and milk out. Always will believe in the spirit of Santa Claus. And no, I don't put Thickfish on the plate. This is my first Thickmas. Thickfish was literally born like in January. Maybe that should be the 25 days of Thickmas leading up to Thickfish's actual birthday. Manito asks, how can I be a part of Thickmas? You don't have to be, there's not a how. It's just, you just do.
But buying merch could help.
Buying Thickmas merch could help. Subliminal plug to my own products. Pre-Christmas King, okay, I guess that's probably what it would be. What are your favorite musicals / songs from musicals? I'm gonna be honest, I've only seen 2 musicals, Newsies and then The Band's Visit. So from Newsies, my favorite song from Newsies is the reprise of Watch What Happens, and also I really like Santa Fe. And then my favorite songs from The Band's Visit, which I 100% recommend you go see on Broadway. The Band's Visit at the Ethel Barrymore Theater. It is phenomenal. And I would have to say my favorite song from that is at the 11 o'clock number, which is, I forgot what it's called, and then Omar Sharif. Omar Sharif literally made me bawl my eyes out. Of those 2, that's my answer. Lil Blaze asks, do you think you will move to the city like you said in your video the other day? Yes. I am 100% determined to moving to New York. As soon as it is feasible, it's happening. Max asks, what was your first Nintendo game you got for Christmas? Pokemon Ruby version. I remember it was my first Christmas, I think, in Georgia. So 2003. I got my Game Boy SP and I got Pokemon Ruby version. Ninja Awesome 15 asks, what do you prefer, a thick fish or a thick beard?
Thick fish.
Thick fish. Johnny asks, how much thick could a thick fish thick if a thick fish couldn't get thick? Yes. Alright, that's all the questions you guys asked me. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you look forward to a Christmas studio tour tomorrow. I'll see you guys then. Merry Thickmas and all a good night.